Okay, grade 9, hello. This is just a bit of basic grammar I want to teach you, and this kind of applies to both English and Japanese, but if you know the grammar, it's kind of a shorthand for learning more complicated things. So let's have a look at the structure of a Japanese sentence at least. A Japanese sentence has to have, or all sentences have to have, a subject and a predicate. Now the subject is what we are talking about, and the predicate is the rest of the story. Sometimes the subject is known in some textbooks as the topic. So subject or topic is fine, and the predicate has to have the verb. If there's no verb in the predicate, then it isn't a sentence. Okay. Now, let's just talk about Japanese then. You might want to say, for example, Sarah likes cats. So Sarah would be the subject or the topic of the sentence, and likes cats is the predicate. Or I am not going to the beach. I is the subject of the sentence, and am not going to the beach is the predicate. Now in Japanese, the subject is always marked by the particle wa. The particle wa always tells you that the word before it is the subject of the sentence or the topic of the sentence. Pretty basic stuff. Let's have a look at how it actually works in Japanese. If I want to say or Sarah likes cats, we would say Sarah-san wa neko ga suki desu. So the neko ga suki desu is the predicate. I might say I am not going. Watashi wa ikimasen. Ikimasen is the predicate. Watashi is the subject of the sentence. Now in Japanese, this can be elliptical or understood. So put a circle around there, and this can be elliptical. Elliptical is a fancy word meaning that it is understood. We do this in English. For example, here's an example of an elliptical sentence. I might say, I like, or I might choose to have sushi. I'm looking at a menu with a friend. I'll have some sushi. And then I turn to my friend and say, and you? And my friend might say, yeah, I'll go the sushi. So when I turn to my friend and say, and you, that is short for, and you, what will you have? Elliptical sentences don't work if you just go up and there's no context for them. You go up to your friend and say, and you? Well, that doesn't have any context, so it doesn't make any sense. But in the context of I'll have sushi, what about you? Then it does make sense. So this is called ellipsis, or it's understood. Now Japanese does this a lot, and that's a bit of a pain, because in English we always have to have a subject no matter what. And instead of the person or the person's name or the item's name or word, we might use a pronoun. The sky is blue today. It is very pretty. So we've always got to have the subject stated, even if we use a pronoun. So I might say in Japanese, Kyou no sora wa totemo kirei desu. The sky is very pretty today. Kyou no sora wa aoi desu. Today's sky is blue. And I might then say, kirei desu. It is pretty. So I actually haven't restated Kyou no sora wa again. So what we do in Japanese is, if we don't know what the subject is, if there's no particle wa in the sentence, we go to the previous sentence to find the particle wa, and then we know the context of the sentence. Okay, when we're in class I'll show you how that works. Okay, but that's just some basic stuff.